In this video, I'd like to answer two questions. The first question is very simple. What is a cuboid? Well, I'm sure you'll recognise one if I hold it up, but let's have a look at its essential features. What is it that makes this a cuboid and not a triangular prism, for instance? Well, the first thing to notice is it has 6 faces, and all the angles on the faces are right angles. There's no other shape that has right angles everywhere with 6 faces. So that's the sort of definition, if you like, of a cuboid. Now the second question I'd like to answer is a cube a cuboid? Well, here I have a cube, and it's very similar to the cuboid. The only difference is, of course, all the edges are the same length. So let's go back to the cuboid, and let's say I was to bring the width of this in so that this edge here was the same length as this edge. What I would end up with is a cuboid which looks like this. So this face now is a square. Now I'm sure you'd agree that is still a cuboid, isn't it? It's definitely not a cube. Now if I got a saw and I cut this cuboid piece off at a time until this length was reduced to the same as these two lengths, obviously we'd end up with a cube. But nothing essential has changed, has it? It still has 6 faces and all the angles are still right angles. Nothing else has changed about the shape at all. So there's no doubt about it, a cube is just a special sort of cuboid. Now you can have a bit of fun with this. Have a look around and find out what's the largest cuboid that you can find. This is the largest one I've ever found. It's the VAB, or Vehicle Assembly Building, at the Kennedy Space Center in America. It was built in the 1960s for construction of the Apollo spacecraft and Atlas rockets, and has also been used for building the space shuttles. Now forget about all the little buildings attached and concentrate on the main cuboid. I'm going to give you an idea about how big it is. First of all, in volume, it's nearly big enough to hold the Empire State Building 4 times. The floor area alone is 3.25 hectares. That's 32,500 square metres. And the building is 160 metres tall. Now Nelson's Column in Trafalgar Square is just 51 metres high, so the VAB is over 3 times as tall as Nelson's Column. The floor of the building sits on a base of 50,000 cubic metres of concrete, and nearly 90,000 tonnes of steel were used in the building's construction. Just painting that flag, the stars and stripes on the side, required about 25,000 litres of paint. The 4 main doors are the largest in the world. They are 140 metres high, and they each take 45 minutes to open. Well, those are some incredible statistics, aren't they? Can you find a bigger cuboid?